Welcome to Sleep with History. I'm Theo, and I'll be your guide tonight. Get comfortable, close your eyes, breathe slowly, and let today's worries quietly drift away. Tonight, you're not just hearing history, you're living it. One peaceful moment at a time. Tonight, your journey takes you far beyond the modern world, far to the north, where quiet fjords meet dark forests, and the changing seasons shape every ordinary day. In just a few moments, you'll leave behind busy roads, glowing screens, and the endless rush of everyday life. Instead, you'll wait in a small Viking village, where the morning begins with the gentle crackle of a fire and the cool scent of pine drifts through the air. You won't be a legendary warrior. You won't sail across distant seas in search of treasure or glory. And you certainly won't be one of the great kings whose names fill the old sagas. Tonight, you'll experience a life that history rarely stopped to write about. A quieter life, a simpler life. You are a Viking farmer. Your days follow the rhythm of the land, the weather, the forests, and the slow passing of the seasons. There are animals waiting to be fed, fields waiting to be tended, firewood waiting to be gathered before another cold northern night arrives. It isn't a life of adventure, but perhaps that is exactly what makes it so peaceful. As the last traces of the modern world quietly fade from your thoughts, allow yourself to picture a small wooden home resting beside a calm fjord. A warm fire still glows beneath a bed of fading embers. Outside, the village remains wrapped in silence. The first light of dawn has not yet reached the mountains. For a little while longer, the world belongs only to the wind, the trees, and the quiet promise of a new day. And your story is about to begin. For a few quiet moments, you simply remain where you are, wrapped beneath a thick wool blanket. You listen to the gentle silence around you. The fire crackles softly nearby, filling the little wooden home with comforting warmth. Outside, the northern wind brushes against the timber walls. It isn't loud. It never needs to whispered through this valley for longer than anyone can remember. Slowly, you open your eyes. The room is still dim, lit only by the fading glow of last night's fire. Above you, thick wooden beams stretch across the ceiling. Their surfaces have darkened with age, smoke, and countless winters. The familiar scent of pine fills the air. It mingles with warm ash, dry straw, and fresh timber. Simple smells, honest smells, the kind that quietly tell you that you are home. You take one slow breath, then another. There is no hurry here. The day always begins at its own gentle pace. Somewhere outside, you hear the faint creak of a wooden gate. Perhaps the wind has found it again, or perhaps one of your neighbors has already started their morning. Either way, the village is slowly waking. You sit up carefully. The blanket slips gently from your shoulders. The cool morning air immediately greets your skin. It feels crisp, fresh, almost sharp. Yet, after so many years, it feels perfectly familiar. Your boots wait beside the bed. Their leather has softened through years of careful use. You pull them on without thinking. Every movement feels natural, repeated thousands of times before. Nearby, a small iron pot still hangs above the dying fire. A little warmth remains, enough to welcome the coming day. You kneel beside the hearth. With a few small pieces of dry wood, you gently feed the quiet flames. Tiny sparks rise into the air. For a brief moment, they dance like tiny golden stars before disappearing. The fire grows stronger. Its warmth slowly spreads across the room once again. You rest your hands beside the flames, not because you are cold, but because the warmth feels comforting before the day's work begins. Beyond the small window, the sky begins to change. The stars slowly fade. A pale ribbon of light appears beyond the distant hills. Morning is arriving. Quietly, patiently, just as it always has. And before long, you will step outside into another peaceful day in the Viking world. For another quiet moment, you simply watch the growing light beyond the small window, the sky has softened into gentle shades of pale blue and silver. The stars have almost disappeared. Only the brightest ones still linger above the distant mountains. You rise from beside the fire. Your wooden floor creaks softly beneath each careful step. The familiar sound has greeted every morning of your life. You reach for your thick wool cloak. Its rough fabric feels warm against your hands. It carries the faint scent of smoke from countless evenings beside the hearth. You pull it over your shoulders, then quietly lift the wooden latch beside the door. For a brief moment, you pause. The cool northern air waits patiently on the other side. As the heavy door slowly opens, a gentle breath of fresh morning air fills the room. It smells of damp earth, fresh pine, and the clean water of the nearby fjord. You step outside. The village is still wonderfully quiet. Thin ribbons of smoke rise lazily from a few rooftops. Some families are already awake. Others remain asleep beneath warm blankets. The narrow path before you is still untouched. Tiny drops of morning dew sparkle across the grass. Each one catches the first light of dawn. The tall pine trees stand perfectly still. Only their highest branches sway gently with the passing breeze. Far beyond the village, the calm fjord reflects the brightening sky like polished glass. Not a single wave disturbs its peaceful surface. You pause once again. There is no reason to hurry. Soon the fields will ask for your attention. Soon the animals will need their morning meal. But not just yet. For these few precious moments, the world feels wonderfully quiet. You take one slow breath, filling your lungs with the cool northern air. It feels clean, refreshing, almost weightless. A distant bird begins its morning song, but with gentle sounds that have remained unchanged for generations. The new day has arrived, and with it, another peaceful morning in the Viking world. You leave the warmth of your home behind. The narrow path feels firm beneath your boots. Each careful step presses gently into the damp earth. The morning air remains cool, but the first rays of sunlight slowly begin to warm the valley. Ahead of you, a A small wooden fence surrounds your family's animals. As you approach, a few sheep quietly lift their heads. One of them lets out a soft call. Another slowly wanders toward the gate. They already know your footsteps. They have heard them every morning for many seasons. You lift the simple wooden latch. The gate opens with a gentle creak. The familiar sound disappears into the stillness of the morning. One by one, the sheep gather around you. Not with excitement, but with quiet patience. You smile to yourself. There is something comforting about routines that never seem to change. From a nearby barrel, you gather fresh hay. Its sweet, dry scent drifts gently through the cool air. You spread it carefully across the ground. The animals begin eating almost at once. The only sounds are soft chewing, gentle breathing, and the occasional rustle of straw beneath their feet. Nearby, a pair of goats wander slowly between smooth stones. They seem completely untroubled by the passing morning. Beyond the fence, several chickens scratch quietly through the earth, searching patiently for seeds hidden beneath the soil. The village is becoming busier now. Far away, you hear the steady rhythm of an axe meeting wood. Somewhere else, a child laughs for only a moment. Then the quiet returns once more. You lean gently against the wooden fence, watching the peaceful scene before you. No grand adventure waits for you today. No battle. No great voyage. Only another ordinary morning. And somehow, that feels more than enough. A cool breeze passes through the valley. The pine trees answer with a gentle whisper. High above, a single bird circles slowly across the brightening sky. The sun continues its patient climb. Soon, the fields will be waiting. But for just another little while, you allow yourself to enjoy the simple beauty of an ordinary Viking morning. The animals are calm now. Their morning meal has quietly begun. You close the wooden gate behind you. Then continue along the narrow path. The village slowly fades behind your shoulders. Ahead, open fields stretch towards the distant hills. The ground is still damp from yesterday's gentle rain. Each step leaves a faint mark in the soft earth. You breathe deeply. The fresh morning air carries the scent of wet grass, rich soil, and young barley beginning to grow. This land asks for patience, never speed. Every harvest begins with small, careful work. Long before anyone gathers the grain, you reach the edge of your field. Simple wooden fences mark its boundaries. Nothing here feels grand, yet everything has its purpose. Your wooden plough rests where you left it yesterday. Its handle feels smooth beneath your hands, polished by years of quiet work. Nearby, your faithful ox waits peacefully. Its breath rises gently into the cool morning air. You rest a hand against its shoulder, not to hurry it, simply to greet an old companion. For many seasons now, the two of you have welcomed the sunrise together, without speaking, without rushing, only following the steady rhythm of another ordinary day. The first furrow forms beneath the wooden blade. The earth opens slowly, dark, rich, full of promise. A pair of crows lands nearby, patiently watching the freshly turned soil. Every now and then, they hop forward in search of tiny insects hidden beneath the ground. Everything moves at its own peaceful pace. You pause for a moment, looking across the valley. Thin morning mist still lingers above the nearby stream. The pine forest stands silent beyond it, and far away, the calm fjord catches the growing light of the sun. For just a little while, you simply stand there, breathing, listening, grateful for another quiet morning beneath the northern sky. The morning passes almost unnoticed. Little by little, the sun climbs higher above the valley. Its gentle warmth softens the cool northern air. You pause your work for a while, resting both hands upon the smooth wooden handle of your plough. The field behind you tells the quiet story of the morning. Straight furrows stretch across the earth, each one shaped with patience, never with haste. Your faithful ox lowers its head. It grazes peacefully beside the field. Every slow movement feels calm, as though it understands there is no reason to rush. You wipe a little soil from your hands, then look towards the village. Thin trails of smoke still rise from the rooftops. Somewhere nearby, you hear the soft ringing of a blacksmith's hammer. Steady, unhurried, the sound drifts gently across the open fields. Soon it disappears into the breeze. From a small leather pouch, you remove your simple midday meal, a thick piece of dark bread, a little aged cheese, and a handful of dried berries gathered before the winter. It isn't a feast, but it is enough. You sit beneath the shade of a broad birch tree. As you reach the village, warm light glows gently through small wooden windows. Children's laughter echoes for only a moment, then slowly fades into the quiet. A woman hangs freshly washed wool beside her doorway. An elderly neighbor offers you a gentle smile. You return the greeting with a quiet nod. Nothing more is needed here. Everyone understands the language of simple kindness. The air grows cooler with every passing minute. Thin streams of smoke rise lazily into the evening sky. Somewhere nearby, a wooden spoon stirs a pot hanging above an open fire. The comforting scent of warm vegetable stew drifts through the village. It reminds you that another peaceful day is drawing to its close. Inside your little home, the fire welcomes you once again. You place another piece of pine upon the glowing embers. The flames brighten quietly. Their gentle light dances across the wooden walls. You prepare a simple evening meal. Dark bread, a little butter, warm stew, fresh water drawn earlier from the nearby stream. Nothing extravagant, only honest food, earned through honest work. You eat slowly, listening to the soft crackle of the fire. Outside, the wind whispers gently through the pine forest. The world seems quieter now, as darkness slowly settles across the valley. After your meal, you sit for a little while beside the fire. There is nothing left to do. no reason to rush tomorrow. The seasons will continue. The fields will still be waiting. The forest will still greet the morning breeze, and the calm fjord will once again reflect the rising sun. You step outside one final time. The night sky stretches endlessly above you. Thousands of stars shimmer quietly across the darkness. The air feels cool upon your face. Somewhere far beyond the village, an owl calls softly from the forest. Then silence returns. You stand there for another peaceful moment, taking one slow breath, then another, grateful for the quiet life you have been given. No songs will be written about this ordinary day. No great victories will remember your name. Yet your life carries its own quiet meaning, built not upon glory, but upon family. The land, the changing seasons, and the simple joy of watching another peaceful day come gently to its end. Tonight, as the fire burns low and the northern stars watch silently above, sleep finds its way to you as naturally as it always has. The fire has grown quiet now. Only a few glowing embers remain. Their gentle light flickers softly across the wooden walls. Outside, the village has fallen completely silent. The animals are resting. The forest is still. Even the wind seems softer than before. You settle beneath your warm wool blanket once again. The familiar scent of pine and wood smoke fills the little room. It is the same comforting scent that welcomed you this morning, and now it welcomes you home. Your body feels pleasantly tired, not from rushing, not from worry, but from a day spent following the quiet rhythm of the land. The fields have been cared for. The animals have been fed. The fire is warm. And tomorrow, when the first light returns beyond the mountains, another peaceful day will quietly begin. But that day can wait, for now there is nowhere you need to be, nothing more you need to do. Just breathe slowly and allow yourself to rest. As you drift towards sleep, perhaps you can still hear the distant whisper of the pine trees, the gentle crackle of the fading fire, The calm waters of the fjord resting beneath the stars. These quiet moments have belonged to countless ordinary people before you. People whose names were never written into history, yet whose lives shape the world in quiet and meaningful ways. Tonight, for a little while, you walked beside them. You shared their simple home, their peaceful work, their quiet evening beneath the northern sky. And now, as the stars continue their silent journey above the sleeping valley, it is time for your own peaceful rest. Thank you for spending this quiet evening with me. I hope this gentle journey has brought you a little closer to the peaceful rhythm of the Viking world. Sleep well, and until our next journey through history, good night.